political moment. You have your top five.
I do.
And the fifth one, we're going to go 5-1. The fifth one is the Senate is working again.
Well, Harry Reid was the worst majority leader in the history of our country. I think in the last 100 years, Mitch McConnell, whether you like him or not, he's taken over and he's allowed for the Senate to start working again, having everybody's amendments, have it go through the regular order and regular process, so the Democrats and Republicans actually have a say, which is pretty unbelievable. So it is working again, and I think it's critical to retain the Senate, which the Democrats want back.
Interesting,
badly.
though, because Donald Trump, who's your next story, is sort of not running against the Senate, but he's running against Washington and both parties, frankly. And folks like Mitch McConnell are not exactly buddy-buddy with Donald Trump.
Will be, because if he's president, he'll have to work with the Senate, especially if we retain the Senate. Can you imagine working with Chuck Schumer? With all due respect, he would be like another Harry Reid reincarnated. That being said, Donald Trump, I think we've all talked about it right now, the staying power of Donald Trump and the fact that he's there, he's leading, he's continuing to lead. And even if he makes what we call faux pas or mistakes, he's still doing very well. And so it's going to be...
We've got some of the clips, too.
Yep.
Some of the big highlights, political highlights from Donald Trump. Look at this.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
And he gave me his number, and I found the card. I wrote the number down. I don't know if it's the right number. Let's try it. 202-228-0292.
I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second.
Just wait till the next week of the next.
Yeah, that was Lindsay's actual number. And the next one we have is actually Hillary Clinton, as we talked about rebooting her campaign on 4 separate occasions. That being said, when the polling comes out and you hear about her, what comes up? They don't trust her. They don't like her. She hasn't driven in 20 years. This will be one of the first candidates I'm aware of that is under investigation right now and is running for president. So there has always seemed to be two different
That's the big unanswered question. Will the FBI move forward with any charges? Are they going to clear her? That is the big unanswered question for her. If she can get past that FBI investigation, she's going to still be in a strong position.
And also the threat and the rise of Bernie Sanders. Burn, baby, burn. That's your number 2.
Right. Bernie Sanders, an avowed socialist. What does it say about the Democratic Party where you actually have them going so far left where an avowed socialist is in the number 2, potentially going to win New Hampshire, Vermont, and maybe even Iowa? You have somebody who wants to, as the first day in office, take and raise taxes and redistribute wealth in a kind of different way. And I don't agree with anything Bernie Sanders says or stands for, but I do respect the hell out of him in that he believes what he believes. He's not looking at polls. He's not...
and he says it, like Trump does on the other side. And I think you're right, that he's been fading recently, but if he wins either Iowa or New Hampshire, obviously both, this is a whole new race.
Yeah, it could be a game changer with all that momentum. And your number 1 are foreign policy failures by the President of the United States. And if you take a look back just days before the attack in Paris, the President said this.
I don't think they're gaining strength. What is true is that from the start, our goal has been first to contain, and we have contained them. They have not gained ground in Iraq, and in Syria, they'll come in, they'll leave, but you don't see this systematic march by ISIL across the terrain.
That's ISIS uncontained, or contained. You'd hate to see them uncontained.
Wrong. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Iraq, Boko Haram, Putin, China. Our allies don't trust us. Our foes don't fear or respect us as a result of his missteps and miscalculations. We are in a more dangerous world right now, and I'm deeply concerned.
Tell us what you really think.
Sorry, I'm just being honest.
All right, friends, we want to hear your top 5 as well. Email us, friends@foxnews.com. 10 minutes before the top of the hour, are you too